Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Get Better at GoNNER. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so my voice is a bit shot. We're going to try not to let that affect things too much. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty with the internet on the last episode, and we lost the last couple of minutes. It's unfortunate, but nothing to worry about, really. All you missed was me getting killed by the second boss, which I'm sure you'll get to see more than once in the near future. So let's see what we can make happen. Through the tunnel snake and into level 1. It seems like, in general, best practice is for us not to set too many specific goals going in here. We're just gonna... I think we've reached the point where, rather than setting milestones or objectives necessarily, we are just going to sort of take what we've learned and let it kind of organically lead us. Basically saying we're just going to play, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to trust that the improvements over the last however many episodes, we're going to trust that the progress over the series so far will carry us forward. Which, you know, will occasionally lead to episodes where maybe we don't make as much progress as I would like, but I think overall is the best way to sort of showcase the whole point of the series without putting too much pressure on still having a good time. That was a pretty good combo we started out with there, got a lot of glyphs out of it. Followed it up with some really dumb damage, but you know what, we're not going to sweat it, it happens. It's early enough on that, I mean, even with one heart, there's no reason to be too worried about anything we might run into. And now that we've kind of broken our potential best combo there, we're not going to worry too much about combos going forward. We're just going to employ the clear path and run through it method from last time. It seemed like it, I don't know, last time in particular didn't work out all that well from all of the deaths and general, mostly lack of progress, but you know, we made it to Shooty World last time. So, that's not to say that we regressed too much. Basically, we're just going to play it a little bit safe, but still fun. You know, we're not going to play it so safe that we get bored, but we're not going to push for risks too hard. Basically, same stuff I've been saying for the last 3 episodes. Just have a good time. Don't worry about dying, because the more you worry about dying, the more you're going to die. Through the tunnel snake, and I believe this is the first shop pre-boss? Yeah. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Into the fat bats. Alright, I like that. We actually managed to carry a combo through the shop and into the boss, and unfortunately there's, as far as I know, no way to continue a combo after that. Sally is the ultimate combo breaker. Combo breaker. Right, Sally? That's you, the combo breaker? Alright, on to the robots. That was a good start. I'm not going to say we're doing well, because frankly we've done better than this before. But you know, however we're doing right now, I'll take it. Also, it's bad news for me to critically evaluate my performance on the fly. It always leads to just the worst situations. For whatever reason, as soon as I actually say something like, "Oh, we're doing well," or, you know, I think we're doing alright. Anything like that, literally the second the words are out of my mouth. Not necessarily even after that, you know, when I actually say them. Before I've even finished my pronunciation, something just terrible happens. You know, I'm not superstitious, but if I see a pattern, I'm not going to ignore it. Alright, good first level. I will say, independent of performance, we are in a pretty good spot as far as survivability. If we do die, which is actually quite likely soon here given my history, we have enough glyphs for at least one continue right away. Okay, don't panic. We have the floating skull. He's going to bring me all my stuff back. Let's not have another situation like last time where I just moved on without all of my stuff, even though I could have had it back if I had just waited a second. There we go. Up and running again. One robot down. More robots down. That was very nearly bad. Noticed that guy was still alive for a second there, but fortunately, we pulled it back around in time to avoid some dumb damage. Same there, too. Lots of lucky breaks tonight. Luck has to run out eventually, but, you know, for the time being, I'm pretty happy. Alright, what are we going to do here with this bouncy balloon? Can we make a good jump out of that? Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see what's up top here. You know, I like this head. I think this head is going to be very useful for us on this boss, and especially in Shooty World, where if I fall apart and lose all of my stuff, it's going to be far more dangerous than you know, a typical situation of getting hit. I think we'll really be able to get some value out of the blockhead, which, in case you've forgotten, makes it so that when you get hit, instead of all of your parts scattering all over the place, you just fall in a tidy little pile. I believe everything actually stays connected to you. You just kind of ragdoll for a second. So you don't have to worry about, you know, your head and body flying in different directions, losing all of your stuff because your gun fell down a pit, or, you know, something like that. Like that, for example. Without the blockhead, we probably would have been in a very bad situation after that hit, given how close to the edge I was. Maybe would have been able to save my body, but I think all three of my parts would have just gone straight off the edge. We're going to call this good. 2 hearts and 1 shot under full ammo. That's fine. Head into the nasty water tower. See what we can do. I think part of my problem here has been relying too much on jumps for the little enemies. Head bounces are bad news on this boss because of those, because of the ceiling turrets. Oh well, ran straight into the bullet, but hey, you know what? We have plenty of glyphs. That was easily enough for a continue. And we're going to try this again. And I bet we're going to do it this time. Carefully, remember, don't look at the bullets. Don't look at the bullets, look at the empty space. end of the world. We can still do this. Alright. Just like that. That's how we can still do it. And just like that, we're already 2 glyphs away from a full set again. Pretty happy with that. Let's go visit Sally. Get a nice little top off for our health. Oh, look at that. She was frowning. Now she's not frowning. What do you think of that, Sally? Alright, we'll be back. We'll see you again soon. In we go. Let's do some Shooty World. Ah, nice bright colors. Well, that was a good start. But, gotta remember, don't throw from panicking. We have our skull friend. Again, don't throw from panicking. Cannot stress that enough. Easy to let the nerves get the best of you in Shooty World here. We really don't want that to happen. So, gonna keep a level head, some steady thumbs, keep the progress happening. Just like that. And look at that, we got some health back. I think the play here is jump over and then shoot. Because that's a lot of bullets to try to worry about. Alright. Nope, not like that. I was gonna say that's the way you do it, but then we went and took some dumb damage. That's okay, though. We're still doing alright. I'm liking our progress so far. Performance, not so much. I've done some embarrassing things that I could have done without. But performance aside, our actual progress is quite nice right now. As far as distance traveled with no evaluation whatsoever on, quality of motion during said distance. Case in point. But we're keeping ourselves survivable at least. We could afford that extra continue. Not proud of having to go through 2 continues that quickly. But if we can afford them, that means we get to keep playing. So I'm not gonna complain too much. Rather than complaining, we're just gonna keep playing and do better. And we're not gonna make a big deal out of it. We're not gonna push too hard for better performance. We're just gonna do better. It's just gonna come naturally because honestly, we are better. Lots of progress has been made. Lots of learning's been done. Now that one I don't know about. Okay. Took care of that one. Oh, that was a close one. That was a really close one. Close ones, though, close ones aren't what get you. It's the ones that are closer than close that end runs. Well, end lives and kill runs. Doesn't matter how close it is, so long as it was a miss. It's kind of like the opposite of the expression, a miss is as good as a mile, which is to say, if you don't hit your goal yourself, you may as well have not even come close. It's a very pessimistic way of looking at things, as realistic as it may be, if you're going to get technical. But we've got sort of a more positive, other side of the coin version of that, where if we survived, even if it was close to death, it wasn't a death. and that's what counts, you know? Doesn't matter how close to death we came, so long as we didn't die. Keep that in mind. Keep the positivity going here. Maybe try to pick up some plus glyphs. No, we're not going to buy anything. Next boss here, I think I actually will benefit from the Time Freeze backpack, and maybe even the glide head a little bit. Either way, I definitely don't want the teddy bear head for the worm chase? I don't know, I feel like we had a good name for these guys, and I forgot what it was. I just, I want to say Larry Jr. because Super Meat Boy. Oh, that's just the best. I don't even know... I haven't done this boss fight enough times to know what's even possible in this scenario. Oh no. Can't afford to continue this time through. Good combos, yeah, thank you. I'm trying not to think too consciously about combos and just sort of let them happen, and it seems like that's helping a little bit. Anyway, that one, it's unfortunate that we died when we did there, but that was some good progress for so early in an episode. You know, typically there's a pretty long warm-up followed by some good progress being made mid to end point on the episode, and we're pretty early in still. So, given the kind of progress being made that early on, I'm fairly optimistic about the rest of this episode. We'll see if we can get that far again. Yeah, that was a really good start, but unfortunately, I think I got a little too carried away. Just let it get away from me. And I don't know, I'm sort of, I think, falling into old habits of relying too much on jumps. What can I say? I love my Mario strats. I think there should be a plumber's head in this game that makes your like head jumps do double damage. You know, that'd be fun. And also fairly useful, I think. It's a viable strategy, playing for head jumps. Well, we've made worse mistakes than that. I'm down to a solid no health before the first boss, which I'm not too excited about, but I'm not gonna let it get to me. We've got a secret chimney coming up here for some nice free glyphs. What? What happened there? I can absolutely make that jump. I've done that, I don't want to say 100 times. That's what was about to come out. I haven't done that 100 times, but I've done it enough that I'm confident that it shouldn't be an issue to jump up a chimney next to a snail. Alright. Starting off with a glyph. Moving into, hopefully, some more glyphs. Is this it? Is this the magical beginning of a new combo? Nope. Nope, it's not. Oh, I shot the wall instead of the snail. That makes sense. I wasn't even trying to shoot anyone, though. I really just wanted to jump past and go up and get my glyphs. Oh no, too high up, my combo's gonna die while I get that glyph. Whatever. It's like I always say, don't worry too much about combos right up front. but do worry about dumb mistakes like that. I mean, obviously, don't stress about them, but you don't want to just let that slide. Something like that happens, you do want to make sure it doesn't happen again, especially in this case, because if that happens again, I'm dead. I'm dead, man. One more hit like that, that's the end. No pressure or anything. We're just gonna keep doing alright. Do some jumps, get some glyphs, make some kills. Just like that. Nope. Alright, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, don't conserve the glyphs, conserve the nerves. We're just gonna we're gonna blast a path and run through. Just exactly like that. I'm focusing too much on killing all of the enemies. We don't have to do that. We don't have to kill everyone. Just the ones that are in the way. I can't say that I'm excited about the beginning of this run, but part of the appeal of GoNNER is coming back from just horrible situations, and, I mean, you got too big for your britches there, son. If, you know, if you hadn't noticed, this is a pretty horrible situation right now. We're in the first world, very early on, with no health. Let's recover. Let's make an impressive comeback. Starting by... yeah, I was gonna say starting by going up this chimney, but it's not a chimney. Oh well. Would have been nice for a secret chimney and some free clips. But you can't always get what you want. That's what they say, right? That's how it goes. Alright. Oh, look at that. We got some health up here. That's gonna be awesome. And how about this? Are you a chimney? Yeah, there we go. Free glyphs. And back down. Now, this is still not great because 1 health is not as good as 2 or even 3, but 1 is better than none. And with 1 health, I think we can make some good stuff happen. Oh, I shot the wrong way. A big and important aspect of aiming is making sure that the gun points at the enemy instead of away from it. Generally speaking, that's a good strategy for making sure that the bullets that come out of the gun that one, I don't want to say that was unavoidable because it absolutely was avoidable, but that was a very unkind situation. The reaction time I would have had to keep from just splitting myself up and getting into a very bad situation there, it was an unreasonably quick response that was necessary there. So I don't feel good about that. We were recovering, we were getting our progress back. So I don't feel good about that death, but I'm also not ashamed of it. I will take responsibility for the hit, but I can't necessarily claim responsibility for the awful situation we ended up in immediately after taking that hit. But, you know, procedurally generated levels, random situations, as far as I can tell, random enemy placement. It's bound to happen sometimes. That's just the nature of a game like this. And it does sort of elevate the experience, because sometimes you're going to have a bad level generation, but sometimes you're going to have that big open room with a bunch of low-flying enemies and enemies on the ground. You're going to jump on a million heads, you're going to build your combo up enough that your colors start rainbowing and switching around, making everyone dizzy, and you just, you have a real good time with that. We haven't gotten there yet. Not live anyway. But one day. I mean, I am kind of focusing on speed a little bit. The benefit that I'm pulling out of that is I feel like focusing on speed is sort of a side effect of what I'm actually trying to focus on, which is progress. Rather than... I'm not actively trying to focus on how fast can I complete the episode, the level. I'm trying to think about how can I get through this level with the least amount of confrontation, which is a good survivability tactic, but it's very easy for that to turn into, let's just speedrun this, and speedrunning isn't really any safer than completionism. So, and yes, I am absolutely focusing too much on speed, but it is with good intent. My intentions are good, just not my execution. So I do just have to constantly keep remembering that the goal is not speed, nor is the goal completion. The goal is safety and caution. Okay, with safety and caution in mind, do I want to take the head that makes my recharge faster? No, I don't think I do. I like the glide head. We'll stick with it. Two shots going in on the Fat Bats level. But we get an ammo refill right away. And immediately took some damage. You know, that's okay. That's less okay, but we can still pull our win. Perfect setup there, and I jumped right into him. That's okay. No sweat. Almost, I think one more... I just keep getting these little, like, graze shots. One more good hit. There we go. That did it. That did it. Now we'll go visit Sally, and then we'll kill some robots. You know, one follows the other. Natural progression of events. See you in a bit, Sally. After you visit Sally, you go kill some robots. I don't know about you, but that's the way I like to play it. Poor guy. Poor guy really did not want to fall down that pit. But you know what? It was in our best interest for him to fall down the pit. Alright, going through Robot World here, it's very important to keep in mind, I have to remember, we are not speedrunning, but we are also not going for completion. So these guys here, above my range, don't worry about them. Move along. These guys here, though, that are within range and will notice me when I get close, absolutely worry about them. Take them out, not necessarily as quickly as you can, but as safely as possible. Oh, yes. World's greatest dodges. 1, 2, 3. 3? Did we hit that guy once already? Maybe an exploding enemy took him part way out. Alright. I nearly said that's the kind of play we're looking for, but clearly 2, 3, 4. Clearly that particular, that specific bit of performance there, not the kind of play we're looking for. The kind of play that lets us not die, that's the kind of play we're looking for. Okay, this guy here worries me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, that was a little premature. jump through without a gun. That's alright, though. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a gun on this level. Hopefully, hopefully because it was on its way back to me via the floating skull, it's not gonna make me wait till the next one. 2, 3, 4. But I guess we'll see, won't we? You gonna come down and get me? I mean, I'm not looking for trouble, but I do have to cross that gap, and with these flying enemies floating around here, makes me a little nervous. Alright, freeze time. Excellent. Well, we can afford to continue, and we didn't have any custom equipment in there. It was still all just things we started with. So, we'll jump back in, dive back in, and do better this time. Oh, of course, you know, you just fly up right as I'm getting my shot lined up. Oh, more of that. Yeah, absolutely. Nah, just kidding. We don't actually want any more of that. See, it's a trap, because if you try to play the method that I was going for there, non-confrontational, it seems like the less aggressive you are, the more aggressive the enemies get. Maybe I'm reading into that too much. But it kind of seems like, you know, when you're trying to build a combo, when you're actively going for kills, everyone just sort of, you know, hovers around, minds their own business, and you have to go out of your way to string together kill after kill. Whereas if you're just thinking, oh, they're just going to be passive, I'll just run through, you know, just shoot what I have to, try not to take too many risks, that's the point where every single enemy on the level just, you know, puts on their kill face and comes straight at you. Maybe we need to go for that strategy a little bit more. Head bounce and then shoot them once they're on the ground. Head bounce, shoot on the ground. Yeah, that's the safe method. Or just, you know, run past. Okay. I'm gonna buy this heart for one. Did I not get the heart that I bought? Am I crazy? Did I have no hearts when I came in here? Well, whatever. We'll buy the blockhead. That'll be good too. I don't know. Maybe it's not officially called the blockhead. I've been thinking about that. The names that I'm giving things. Obviously, you know, there are no official names because there's no text. There's no written names for anything in this game. But at the same time, thought we could pull that out. Oh, do we have enough? Yes, we have enough. At the same time, I'm sure that Ditto had some names in mind when actually putting this game together. You know, so this thing that I call the blockhead, maybe... Well, this head, for example, the one that I call the glide head, it's a great example because I've seen so many names for this in, you know, the community online talking about this head, referencing it. I've seen people call it, like, the ant head. I've seen it called the thorn head. I personally prefer glide head just because... Oh, what was that? I personally prefer glide head because I think it's a nice little descriptor, you know? lets you glide. Glide head makes sense to me when referring to it. But that's, you know, that's just my sort of caveman method for naming things. If there isn't something clever that I think of immediately, I'm just going to go with, you know, whatever hits it square on the head with the biggest club possible. And glide head, you know, lets you glide. It makes sense. I'm sure if, you know, if it were called like the thorn head or spike hat or, I don't know, pointy skull, there's probably another more elegant name potentially available for it than the glide head. But that's, you know, it's getting a little away from my point, which was that the blockhead, I think that's a clever name, and I think it also kind of describes not only how it looks, but, well, okay, how it looks. It looks like a block to me. And I think it's clever because, you know, blockhead, it's also a word that means something else. And isn't that just the very definition of, well, one of the very definitions of wordplay? Okay, we are getting to the point where I need to start actually internalizing all of these good little best practice rules we've established for ourselves, such as remember to shoot in Shooty World. Of course, you know, the delicious irony of it is that as soon as I say remember to shoot in Shooty World, I drop my gun down to the bottom of the level. But our nice little floaty skull head friend here was kind enough to get my gun back. I was really hoping that'd be worth a glyph, that kill there. But you know what? We're alright. We are alright. It's time for a time freeze, I think. Don't throw. Don't throw, you're better than this. Alright. Made it out of that one alive. Good, 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 good. Somebody up there is not my friend, but you know what? We're going to ignore it and move past, because he is no immediate threat to us, and that's a good example of, I think, a situation where avoiding confrontation is actually in our best interest. Oh boy, okay. We are getting killed. You know, I didn't even say it there. Maybe I was about to say we're getting yogurt, but GoNNER, it's jumping to conclusions now. It thought I was going to say we are getting pretty far in, or something of that nature. Something, you know, mildly optimistic. No, you know what, GoNNER? I was going to say we are getting yogurt. How do you feel now, huh? How does that make you feel? You killed me for suggesting that we were about to enjoy some yogurt. Not buying it, huh? Well, I don't know. Yogurt. We all know it's not true. That's why you'll always win, GoNNER. I can't stick to my guns. I can't enforce a bold-faced lie like that, even if it's for my own benefit. I was not even close to saying anything about yogurt. I was actually going to talk myself up a little bit for the sake of some optimism, maybe building a little confidence, but no. Confidence, that's not something we're allowed to have here. Pure, unfiltered paranoia is the method of the day when it comes to playing GoNNER. I have to keep that in mind, embrace it. Don't try for anything else, because that's just the natural way of things when playing GoNNER. Panic, paranoia, and something else that starts with a P and means a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. You want to know where I'm going with this, though? Into level 2. Alright. And now we're going up a secret chimney. I let a pretty good combo get away from me there, but you know, 4 glyphs to end a combo that, let's be honest, probably didn't have much of a future. Pessimism, thank you, there you go. Now I've forgotten the first 2 words I used, but pessimism. The first thing, the second thing, and pessimism. But anyway, now that we've cleared that up, one day I'll be good at thinking of words that start with P and mean things. But anyway, 4 free glyphs for the sake of panic, pessimism, and paranoia. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Just needed a little reminder. Yeah, 4 glyphs for free. That's panic, paranoia, and pessimism. Yeah, 4 free glyphs. That's worth it to end a combo that probably didn't have much of a future. Being perfectly honest. Oh, I'm out of ammo. What's this? Did we just pull off a flawless boss fight? How often does that happen? Alright. Up to see Sally. Are you impressed yet, Sally? That was a flawless boss fight, huh? Shouldn't have been. I should have taken a hit so she'd give me a floating skull, because now we're in kind of a scary spot. But hey, we're gonna do alright. Or maybe we won't, you know? I will make no assumptions about how Robot World is going to go, because the second, before we start making assumptions, even before we've made them, the second that we commit to making assumptions, even if the assumptions have not yet been made, is the second that we just die horribly. And that is an unavoidable fact. Ah, Robot World. Robot World. How's everybody doing tonight? Do we have any lurkers out there? Anybody just watching silently to enjoy the sultry tones of my commentary voice? I have chat open. I can see anyone chatting, but if there's anyone here not speaking up, oh no, I've lost my gun and backpack. I won't be able to see you. If lurking's your thing, hey, more power to you. I lurk in Twitch all the time. That wasn't great. See this? I see a backpack that I'm actually fairly excited to have. It's not one that I take often, but it's alright once we get sort of, you know, calibrated into its use. I do have to sort of readjust myself to my positioning for safe use of the Splody backpack. There we go. We got so many glyphs, though. That's fine. We can afford the continue. And guess what? I get all my stuff back. Best part about the continue. The best part about a continue is all the stuff. Nah, that didn't. That's not gonna go anywhere. That's a reference with no good endpoint. I mean, fantastic reference, but not well used on my part. Do a little time freeze here. Oh man, look at the height! Look at the height on that jump. Okay. Through the tunnel snake. for the ammo refill. Really appreciate that. Let's take out that wall turret. And look at that, we can afford another time freeze all of a sudden. I can't believe how dense it is here. So many enemies in just like one little spot. I would really like to just kind of run through here, you know, play it safe, try not to engage. But they're just packed so tight. I don't know if it's even possible. I mean, clearly it's not. I'm gonna have to fight some of them. All right, we'll leave that guy to, yeah, leave that guy to expire. Oh, the music in this area, that little, like, theremin track, it gets even better when you use the time freeze backpack, because if you hit the time freeze mid-note, when it's wobbling all around, all of a sudden it wobbles way farther, so it's like, ooh, it just makes it really, really pronounced what's happening when you freeze time. Speaking of freezing time, we want to be in slowed time state as much as possible for this boss fight. Let's keep that in mind. So we'll shoot out a panel, freeze time, get hit, rinse and repeat. Oh, greatest dodges ever. Greatest dodges ever. Cool. Cool, that's what I like to see. Alright. Is Sally gonna give us a floating head this time? I mean, I know she's not feeling great. Yeah, it's okay. I relate, Sally. I was feeling kind of like this for most of today as well. Alright, so we didn't get an ammo refill. That's fine though. We did get a health refill, and we do have our floating skull, which I think is a better spot than we've been in for this level for the past few runs. I think typically we've used a continue and lost floating skull head before reaching Shooty World in the past. So now, if I take a bit of damage and just fall apart and all of my stuff goes everywhere, all I have to do is find a safe corner to hide in and wait for all of my stuff to come back to me. Which, you know, I can do that. I can do that. Alright. That was not ideal, but you know what? We're gonna say screw those guys. They don't need to die, even though they very much deserve it. And so long as we continue to say screw those guys to enemies that aren't 100% in our way, I think we're going to have a pretty good time here in Shooty World. I mean, I always have a good time in Shooty World. Even if I die instantly, this place is just so pretty. You know, you get to see it for just a moment. It's worth it. But, obviously, this isn't, you know, let's go sightseeing in GoNNER. This is, let's get better at GoNNER. You, as a viewer, you deserve some good performance, especially after how many episodes we've had. We're actually getting pretty good at GoNNER. I wouldn't say I'm a master, but I'm beyond beginner at this point, you know? Made it to World 4. That's... I'm not 100% sure how many worlds are... we have to. I'm not 100% sure how many worlds are in GoNNER, but I feel like we've got to be, I mean, that's got to be pretty good. World 4. Okay, remember your time freeze backpack. Use the heck out of that. And don't forget, floating skull, so we're going to hide out up here in the corner while we get our stuff back. That was not a risk that was worth taking. I realized partway down there's no more room for glyphs. Alright. Play it safe, incrementally. Time freeze. 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't just fall. Make sure you're wall sliding. Don't fall unless you have a head to land on or a platform to stand on. Hey, we made a rhyme. My apologies, Snail. You, could not be allowed to continue existing on that wall. Alright. This is the point where I can fairly start to get pretty nervous. Shouldn't get too scared. But if ever there was a place where I'm going to totally blow it, it would be right here. That was very scary. Time freeze! Oh, we did it! We did it! Did you see that? See what just happened? We just did it! Yeah, I'm pretty excited for there. That's, you know, that's the boost of confidence that I needed. Not to say that we should get sloppy now. No, absolutely not. We don't let our newfound confidence get the better of us like that. But feels good. Is this the shop? Yes, this is the shop. So we've got Wormy Boss coming up next. You know what? I'm gonna do it. We're far enough in that I really appreciate the extra survivability from 5 health. And all we have to do here is run fast, jump well, and don't get hit. Those are all things that we can manage, or should be able to. That's okay, all of our stuff is still down here. Lucky break there. Don't forget the time freeze. Now this is a level where it would absolutely be really nice to have the pyramid head, because super low cooldowns on time freeze. We did it. We did it. Oh, that was intense. I took a hit. I took a hit that I'm not proud of on that boss. But we were very fortunate. You can't catch me. Oh. We were very fortunate in that we weren't punished too severely for that hit. Okay, now we may be a little bit light on commentary here. I'm gonna try not to go dead silent, but wow, there's a lot going on in these levels. And I think coming up soonish here should be an opportunity to unlock a new secret, I think. Maybe the last gun? I still don't feel completely confident enough to just, like, actually try to beat one of the levels in this zone. I still feel like we need to focus more on getting through. The nerves. Oh, the nerves here. You're seeing this, right? This is what we play for. This is why the series is called Let's Get Better At. If you told me at the beginning of this series that we would be getting to endgame worlds, I mean, I probably would have believed you because that was the point. But, I mean, it's still... Well, that sucked. That's why we had such a huge glyph collection, though, you know? Buy that, continue. And now we've got the glide head for less health. I just realized why that's a bad thing. But you know what? Gliding may give us a little more survivability. Give us a little easier time in not getting hit. So I'm gonna call that a win. We're gonna be optimistic about that. I really do have to make sure I pick up all the glyphs I can manage. Well, that gun is gone forever. Oh, just get through. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, alright. Is this... Oh my god, is this a shop? Did we make it to the shop on World 4? Oh. Alright. What are you, head? I've got to buy you. There's no way I can afford it. 2 hearts. There's no way I'm affording to continue. Alright. New boss. New boss, everyone. What do we got here? Achievement unlocked. Whoa. Oh, that is beautiful. What's going to happen here? Am I going to be sad? Oh my. Do I have to shoot the eyes? Good start. Not a fan of that. Oh, come on. We can do it. We can do it. Don't throw. Don't throw. No! Well, alright. That was incredibly exciting, and I am so happy with the progress we made there. We're going to call it a night here, though. That's, we're going to quit while we're ahead. That's a great end to end, great run to end on. Can't speak. Losing my mind, losing my voice. Time to quit. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.